Yo, yo, yo.
Brother man.
What's going on, my man?
Hey man, good hearing from you. I because it feels like it's been like forever, but I know it was
Yeah,
a
we
much. It
didn't.
was a
We wasn't able to, we had some technical difficulties. We wasn't able to come back with what was that? A Saints review of the game.
right, and then we had the bye week, so but it worked out. It worked out kind of cool because that bye week was much needed, obviously.
Oh yeah,
Uh, so I hope everything's good with you. Peace and blessings, and we're gonna jump right into it like we always do.
yep.
Uh, just a preview for the upcoming week. Jacksonville versus Detroit as the Lions head down to Jacksonville. This is a road game, so you know how I do. I'm gonna ask you how you feel about the game coming up.
Man, it's crazy because actually earlier today, I had a little bit of free time and I was just scrolling through, YouTube. I was just looking. I looked at a couple Detroit YouTubers and I looked at their predictions for the games, and then I went because I always do the opposite. I went and looked at a couple Jacksonville fans, and I looked at a couple of their predictions, and pretty much everybody is like kind of torn because when you look at it, actually, somebody showed me something today on YouTube. When you actually pull up the stats for Minshew and Stafford, they're literally like neck and neck. They're probably like a separation by like maybe 1 point. So with that being said, it's like they both have terrible defenses. It's like I think Jacksonville's defense is a little bit better. I know they disappeared last week, but it's like I can definitely see Stafford maybe trying to take advantage and maybe going off on his defense. I
Right,
can also see Minshew, Minshew magic has been going on. I can see him saying, look, I don't want y'all to draft another quarterback. It's time
right,
for me to show out on this defense. I can show out on this because they
right,
also got a good running back.
right,
So
right. And
I'm torn.
I'm the same way. I finally, like 10 minutes before this conversation, I finally just made my decision. I'm rolling with the Lions because this is a game that I feel like we will win just because it'll save Matt Patricia a little bit more, and it'll kind of get us out that QB hunt for Trevor Lawrence or one of those guys. And I feel like this is the game where we will win. It's one of those we win but we lose. You know,
Yeah,
and now, like I said, I'm not hoping that we lose. I don't want us to lose, but
right,
I
right.
know what we got now is not the remedy, and it's a quick patch up because you're playing a team that is bad. Like they won Jacksonville won their first game of the season, and now they on a 4 game slide. So
Right.
you playing a bad team, and like you just said, it's pretty much the same matchup. It's like the teams are somewhat identical. They got bad secondaries. I think, like you said, Detroit got an overall bad defense. Jacksonville, they front is all right, but Matt, if you give Stafford some time with that bad secondary, as you've seen the last couple of weeks, Matt probably gonna have one of them games where he's gonna go off, and
Exactly.
he's due
Yep.
for it.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, I know he been hearing, because I've been seeing it in the media now. And it's not just amongst Detroit Lions fans. I've been ever since Dak, and blessings go out to him. Ever since Dak, he broke his ankle. I've been seeing Stafford to this place, Stafford to that place, rumors. But of course, I don't think none of that is going to happen during the season. But this should be a game if Stafford really want to go out and um, I would just kind of give yourself a little bit more. I would think he would want to go out this game, prove people wrong, go out and throw maybe 4 touchdowns. Um, maybe get a rushing touchdown. But I also looked at some stats, and the Detroit offensive line, I think they're giving up like the second most quarterback pressure. So, and I'm sure, that's going to be on film. I'm sure that the Jaguars that caught on to that. I know Jay Gruden. Um, they didn't look good this year, but I know he's a smart coach.
Right.
I know he's trying to probably save his job, maybe give himself an extra year. And the only thing that worries me about this game is we should win. Um, when you look at Minshew, you look at Stafford. I think Stafford is more. I think he's more um, talented when you look at the teams as a whole. Their defense is definitely more talented than ours, and they also have some good young pieces on that offense.
Right.
Um, and like you said, they just lost 3 games in a row, and
Right.
so teams like that are always dangerous. And coming and play a team with a defense that's this bad, because I mean, I doubt that they were able to fix the run defense in a week. Coming in to play a defense that's this bad, it's like they can do shootout for shootout,
Right.
and with them having and with our run defense being so bad, I think, and also what's your man from Atlanta? Uh, Not Justin Coleman, but Trufant, he didn't have any practice today.
Yeah, he out. They ruled him out. He's out.
So there you go again. I mean, I I knew he wasn't gonna play that many games anyway, but he's out. So you're gonna have Okuda in there guard. I mean, which this might be a better game for him to guard somebody maybe a little bit more his speed. The only thing is Jeff Okuda doesn't have the speed, and they
Right.
got some speedy They got some receivers over there that can kind of take the top off.
Yeah, I like that kid Shark. He's good.
Yeah, he's a good kid. The running back that they just drafted, I don't know if they drafted him was it this year or last year, but he's been playing really good. So it's hard to pick. I mean, I did originally pick Detroit just because I feel like we should win, and it should line up. Like it would be too perfect for them to lose this game, and Sheila say, yeah, you know what, they're 1-5. No way they're gonna be able to. It would be too perfect for that. So that's why I really picked the Lions.
Right.
But again, looking at the Jaguars coming off a 3-game losing streak, it's
Four
like
game. 4 game.
4-game losing streak. I'm sorry, that's a dangerous team right now.
Right. And the X factor is we got to go down to Jacksonville. Like that's a
That's the
home
thing.
game.
That's a home game for them, and I'm not sure if they're gonna have fans there in attendance or not. Um, I know Jacksonville is that's one of the warmer. It's gonna be probably pretty warm out there, so I'm not sure if they're gonna have home game. I mean, fans out there or not, but that's just gonna give them the advantage.
I think they will have fans out there. The NFL's kind of opening up to like outside stadiums, like, and that's another thing outside. Like, I whenever the Lions play outside on the road, I always feel like because we naturally a dome team. Obviously,
Yep.
we play
Yep.
indoors, so anytime we got to face the elements, it could be raining. I don't know. I got to check the forecast, but then
Exactly.
that always kind of puts a little bit over me as far as picking the Lions when it's a road game outside. I'm like,
Exactly.
I don't know. So I really feel like it's I got the Lions, but I don't have them by that much. It's probably going to be a shootout,
Yep.
high scoring game because both defenses is bad. It might come back down to whoever got the ball last again, man.
Yep. And I think Detroit. Those kind of games happen with Detroit just because of their style of play. I was listening to somebody else, just another YouTuber, and he was saying, Detroit's once they kind of go up maybe a touchdown or two, they get real conservative, and I think they put themselves in that position to make it come down to the last, the last ball, whoever has the ball last type of situation. But um, it's definitely gonna be dangerous. I'm gonna say whoever defense, whoever has the least turnovers, and whoever defense plays better, um, I think that's who's gonna win.
Right.
Because I remember also having a little bit of doubt. I remember when we were talking about the Saints game. I remember, saying that I thought the Saints was gonna win, but of course, even in the back of my mind, I still had a little bit of doubt. Like, these guys, these guys are hurt. They're injured. Um, they've been up all morning, COVID testing and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, you know what? We should have a chance. We should have a chance to win. And man, them guys went out and played like Detroit was a college football team, and they was, pros.
Yeah, as advertised, that's you kind of expect that from the Saints going against the Lions. Like you said, Matt Patricia. he doesn't seem like the type of coach that could win a game that can take over a team like the Saints with all their troubles. You know what I mean? And that and to me that comes down to coaching because you got to win those games. That's what good coaches will do. You be like, yo, they undermanned. They don't have a lot of key players. They missing Michael Thomas. Like you got to win those games. That's the game that you have to win. Those are the games that'll get you in the playoffs. And Matt Patricia's not the coach to take advantage of those situations, obviously. So it's kind of like it's funny because it's just kind of like I think we're both going into this game thinking like it's a possible could be win, but it's like we're waiting to see how Matt Patricia is going to handle it, and if the players are going to rally up and say, "Hey, we're going to win this game because we better than them," or is Matt Patricia just going to fumble the ball again and just have them go out there looking like a below average team again?
Yeah, and I think what's crazy. What the bad part about it is now, it's not so much just the Lions fans starting to recognize, the organization is bad, the coaching is bad. It's the whole sports media. It's like every time I cut on football, I cut a game on last week and they was talking about, yeah, Matt Patricia just can't coach. I'm like, dang, it's good to hear that Detroit is in somebody thinking about us, but not in that sense.
Right. Yeah. That's funny that you mentioned that because I watched a couple games around the league and it's just like some ex-players that we had that we gave up on in the last couple of years. Like, for instance, I was watching the Raiders.
Travis Fulgham.
Travis Fulgham. I was watching the Raider game with Kansas City. And I always liked the kid, Nevin Lawson. And I felt like that cornerback we had, Nevin Lawson. And
Nevin Lawson.
I never felt, not saying that he was a great corner, but I felt like even if he was in our system right now, he's needed. And, he wasn't going to demand a big contract. So it was like, that's somebody you could have kept around. Like, and he's out there in Oakland. He's doing his thing. He's starting. He made some big plays last week.
Who else was it that I don't know who else was it that left? It was I think he left the year before Nevin Lawson, but it was he was a linebacker. Was it Whitehead?
Yeah, he went to the Raiders.
He went to the Raiders too, and I liked both of those guys. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of Nevin Lawson. I did because he had all that dude. He has all the. I mean, I don't know how old he is now, but when he was first drafted, he had all of the physical skills needed to be a great corner. And he can actually hang tough with some guys as far as speed. He just that dude Nevin Lawson probably could have had so many interceptions, but he would never bring his head around to catch the ball. He never looked to be a ball hawk.
Right.
And he would always commit penalties. But with that being said, yeah, I wanted them to get rid of him, but I wanted them to bring in somebody better, of course.
No doubt. Like everybody that we got rid of, even Tahir Whitehead, like when we got rid of him, I'm like, all right, you got rid of him because you got a plan to upgrade. But your upgrades is not better than the guys that you got rid of.
They're not better.
So now in retrospect, we looking back and now we're looking at these players that you got. Like, yeah, you kind of should have kept building with them guys. Like
Travis Fulgham. I mean, Travis Fulgham looked great on Sunday. I mean, I'm watching this kid. I never thought that he was, even in watching him when he was with the Lions for that little bit of time. Of course, I didn't think that he was like, superstar status or he was ready to go out there and maybe start. But I just looked at his size. He had good size. He had pretty good speed. And he also had pretty good hands. I just remember one time he fumbled in a preseason game. And I know they cut him right after that because we had, I guess, a couple receivers they were juggling between. They cut him right after that. But, I mean, he's been looking – my thing is, why did you – I mean, a lot of the Bob Quinn picks I look at and I'm like, why did you draft him?
Right.
Because you give up on these guys. You give up on the wrong – a player that they should have drafted and gave up on was Jared Davis.
I knew you was going there.
It's like Jared. I mean, and it's like it's not uncommon to see somebody draft a guy high and get rid of him after a year or 2 or 3 because New England does it all the time.
Yeah,
they'll take a dude in the second round and literally cut him. I've seen them cut him within the same year, literally.